Han here once again. Today I wanted to share with you this predicament of having job experience to get a job. I think probably if you're a job seeker, you have heard this before, especially you're a fresh graduate. The consistent reply that you get from most of your failed interview sessions is because you don't have the job experience. Now, if you look at this very interesting diagram I want to share, I think this is something that we see very common today, and a lot of people will actually say this, I cannot get a job because I don't have the work experience. But I will never get a work experience if I don't get the job. So how does that work in a sense? So few things that you can actually do to help yourself, first and foremost. So let's talk about those who are still in universities, especially if you are second year, you are third year, or even final year for that matter. First and foremost, having more job internships will really be helpful for you. Internship with regards to the discipline that you are studying, also internship that is out of the discipline. Important to think, especially those in public universities, in IPTAs, I consistently talk to many of them, and they have this persistent mindset that they can only do industrial placement or internship during the fixed timing that is given by the university. No, you can do internship anytime. In fact, I will encourage you every long-term break that you have, do an internship, because most of the foreign university graduates do that. That's why in their CV, they have much more job or working experience as compared to you. So for those who are still new, you got to do that. And also for those who have already graduated, you can't do that already, right? What can you do? Well, that is where I want to emphasize on ability to elaborate and illustrate all the extracurricular activities that you have gone through. You got to make a very good case of why the company needs to hire you, and there are no better other things to demonstrate that than your active involvement in the different clubs and societies. Now, not only just to list them out, because I know many of you have a very long list, but the ability to share with the recruiter or the hiring manager the kind of skill sets that you have learned, the kind of mindset that you have learned during this involvement, which is very, very critical. Now, I say this in other videos, but I want to reiterate here again. As a fresh graduate, most employers or recruiters understand that you don't have that kind of what we call high level of proficiency in the technical skill, because you are a fresh graduate and they would have enough training program to get you up to speed to a commercial level that is acceptable in the daily work. But what they want to see is actually your behavioral competencies, and these behavioral competencies are habitual in nature. So what you have demonstrated in the past is a good indicator of how you will behave in the work environment should they hire you. This is where you need to give evidences or indicators of what you have done in the past effectively, so that the recruiter has a good mind to say that, based on what he has described this particular candidate, I know he will fit into our organization culture. So what are some of the things that probably you want to emphasize in the illustration of your particular clubs and societies? Important to show, number one, your ability to do problem solving, either on a project basis or on a particular social cause, or even in your clubs and societies. How did you work together with your teammates to come up with a solution for a particular problem? What were the steps that you took? How did you able to convince your stakeholders that this was an issue, and how do you work hand in hand with them to solve this issue? So these are certain things that you can actually focus upon, right? Especially if you have the experience. Now, of course, the other question is if you don't have the experience. Of course, this question goes back to those who are still in university. If you don't have this experience yet, by the time you're second or third year, better get this experience before you graduate. For those who are graduate who have not participated in any of these extracurricular activities that demonstrate this skill set, what can you do? Now, you can also actively get yourself involved in different kind of initiatives that is outside of the university. You can do it now, today, while waiting or while searching for a job. Take up a social course or take up a course that allows you to problem solve, to communicate, to interact with different stakeholders as you look for your job, because these are the things that will be valuable as you go to a job interview. Opening up your mind, talking to different people, right? And that is how you build the kind of maturity that is needed, number one. Number two, also on a daily basis, ask yourself, who are the 2 or 3 people that I need to constantly interact with in my job search, so that will enhance my chances of getting employed. And this entire conversation is not just to ask for a job, or it's not just to ask for a recommendation, but it's literally to get yourself into a matured corporate commercial business conversation that will enhance your mindset, will enhance your knowledge, will also enhance your perspective of how you see things, as a way of preparing for your actual interview. So with that few tips, I hope that you get to engage, deploy them in your job search hunt, and all the best to you, and we'll see you some other time. Thank you.